Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. A little bit different. A little scary, a little bit different. Did I say that already? So what we're doing today is I basically filmed a podcast episode, a solo episode that I had recorded by myself, talking about a subject that I feel is very taboo in the beauty industry. It's taboo in life, it's taboo in a lot of industries, but I feel like it's super prevalent in this beauty industry, in this community, in YouTube, in the influencer space as a whole, and just in general. I felt like it was something that I was tired of being afraid of, and something that I really wanted to address and discuss. And the topic is aging in beauty. I've had some people ask me some questions about my age, and I've dodged and I dodge and I weave and I dodge and I weave. And it isn't because I'm ashamed or I don't want you to know how old I am. It's more because in this industry, if you are a certain age, no matter how you look, if a brand knows that, then they feel like, oh, you probably can't relate to a younger age group, so we don't want to work with you. And that was my greatest fear, because I do look a lot younger than I actually am. And I felt like the longer I kept my age quiet, the longer I could do this as a career. And I'm not an influencer that makes a shit ton of money, but this is my only job. So I think the fear is very legitimate. That said, and as you'll hear in the podcast episode, it began to be an issue of how I am doing you a disservice by keeping it from you, because you're not getting the benefits of my knowledge, of my experience, of all of the things that come with knowing how old I am and looking at me. And you know what? I think it's super ironic that I have this uber glam neon pink smoky ass eye on my face when I'm doing this, because when you know how old I am at the end of this video, which I'm fairly certain you will, because I'm fairly certain I drop it in the podcast episode, tell me what judgment you have when you then see me with this smoky eye. That is the reason why we have this stigma. There are judgments. It's thought to be like an age limit to beauty. Like, you're not allowed to wear makeup or be uber glam or be a beauty guru if you're over a certain age. And I got news for you. Every single one of your favorite beauty gurus is going to get older. And are you going to not like them any less because of it? And I don't think so. I don't think that you will, but maybe you will. I don't know. Bottom line is, you're going to age, I'm going to age, everybody's going to age. It's a fact of life. And the only thing that changes when you turn a year older, without trying to be morbid, like, it's one less year you have on this earth. So we need to be lifting each other up, and we need to change the narrative. And you'll hear in the podcast episode me talk a lot about this and my thoughts and where I want to go from here, and what I want to do next. So I'm going to stop talking. We're going to get into it. You're going to see very raw footage. I have my vlog camera, and I'm literally sitting at my desk, and I am talking to a microphone. And I try to look at the camera every now and then, but I'm focusing on, recording a podcast episode, so I have to pay attention to my computer, so just bear with me. I literally, as I'm recording this, have not seen that footage, so I don't even know how it's going to look, so I'm hoping that it all plays out well. Like I said, I've never recorded one of my podcasts before, so I definitely want to hear your feedback on what you think about it, if you like that or not. So when I'm doing future interviews with people and stuff in person, if you want me to film it or do an IG live or whatever, let me know if that's the kind of content that you guys are interested in seeing. So without further ado, if you guys want to see the podcast episode that I recorded, and also I will leave a link to the actual episode because I'm fairly certain the episode will be up before this video. If you would like to see me record that podcast episode, hear all my thoughts, find out how old I am, and yeah, learn that little tidbit of info, then keep on watching. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode. Today we're back with another coffee talk. And if you guys are new, welcome to the Glam Latte Beauty Podcast. I'm so happy that you decided to tune in with us today. Coffee talks are basically intimate chats with me about whatever beauty topic is on my mind at the time, including things that might be a little bit more than skin deep. Today's topic is about beauty and aging. The stigma, the taboo, and the billion-dollar industry around it. Also my experience with age, YouTube, and more. So before we jump into it, I want to let you guys know that we do have a private Facebook group that I'd love for you to join. This is a place where we as a beauty-loving community can share our tips, get and give product recommendations, chat about the episode, and leave questions for me to answer on the air. So you can head over to facebook.com/groups/Glam Latte Beauty Podcast. It is a private group, so I have to approve you, but I will, and then you're in. Okay, so age and beauty is something that I've been thinking about a lot. I decided, because this is such a scary place of vulnerability for me, that it was the very reason that I wanted to do this episode. And I decided to also film it for YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, hey, head over to iTunes. We're over there, and subscribe. And if you are listening on one of our platforms, whether it be iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, or Castbox, head on over to YouTube and join the Glam Latte family over there, and you can watch all kinds of beauty reviews and makeup and all that good stuff. Okay, now I'm done cross-promoting myself. All right, so let's talk about age. So, in the influencer world, among other industries, there's this stigma surrounding age. And for the purposes of this podcast, we're going to focus mostly on the beauty influencer niche because that's my area. It's, my personal point of view and experience is in that particular realm. So that's where we're going to focus it on. So many years ago, I was doing this actress grind in Hollywood. I was going to auditions, I was waiting tables, the whole shebang. I remember in acting class, my coach said, you never ever tell your age to a casting director. He explained that there's an age stigma, and you don't want to be bumped for a role consideration for someone who's 18 just because you're 25. If you look 18, you can play 18. So you give an age range. So you say 18 to 30 or whatever. He also said, if they ask, you lie. I was young. Well, younger than I am now. So I thought it was strange, mostly I guess because 18 and 25 just didn't seem like a big deal. But now that I'm older, I see the issue much, much clearer. So when I moved into the blogging world early on, there was no digital influencer world. So it wasn't something I really worried or cared about. But as the industry grew and brands became more strategic on reaching a targeted audience, I found it being asked over and over, what's your birth date? How old are you? The brand is targeting millennials. Things like this. Like if you're a millennial, only millennials are following you or something. I mean, insert eye roll here. Anyway. My instinct, due to my acting days, was to lie. If they're so bold as to ask, then they deserve to get lied to. That's what my acting coach would say. So I did. And it was fine because I looked much younger than I was, or should I say, am. And as the years have gone on, I've found myself worrying more and more about age. Am I going to be aged out of this industry? YouTubers are getting younger and younger. Does anyone want to listen to someone my age talk about beauty? These are the questions that would often be bouncing around in my head, and they are still bouncing around in my head. And then I had someone ask in the comment section of one of my videos, but not in a tactful way. She was sort of rude about it. So I decided to just ignore her because I didn't want to lie to my audience, you know? But honestly, didn't this chick know it's rude to ask a woman about her age? I mean, hello, rude. But she was persistent. Every video I posted, there should be in my comment section. One day she even asked if I was in my 50s, I think just to get a rise out of me. But I persevered though. As much as it bothered me, I remained tight-lipped. I thought, one day I'll tell my audience, but today is not that day. Not today, Satan, not today. Fast forward to January of this year. And, you know, it's the season of New Year's resolutions, right? And I was reflecting on GLAM LATTE as a brand and really sort of disappointed that I wasn't growing more or faster. I was recommended the book, You Are a Badass. Actually, this was January last year, not this year, 2018. So I was recommended the book, You Are a Badass, which I ordered on Audible, and it gave me a kick in the pants. I then had to listen to a follow-up book, You Are a Badass at Making Money, and man, that Jen Sincero, she drops truth bombs that really make you think. So, think I did. And I decided I really needed to reinvent my brand. And one of the things in the book was she did this little exercise at the end of each chapter. And one of them was to brainstorm, and when ideas pop in your head, don't dismiss it, take it and run to see where it leads you. And it's so funny because the first thing that popped into my head during the exercise was this podcast. And 6 months later, I launched it. Okay, so what does this have to do with age, Jamie? That's what you're thinking. Okay, I'm getting there, I promise. So I worked on this podcast tirelessly for months, learning the ins and outs of the industry, the equipment, the editing, the publishing, etc. And during this time, I really dove into listening to other podcasts. I wanted to hear different styles, structures, interviews. I was led to a lot of entrepreneurial podcasts, and the more I listened, the more I realized I wasn't serving my audience. I listened to one host give an exercise. I want to say it was Julie Solomon from the Influencer Podcast, if I'm not mistaken. And she was like, ask your audience why they come to you. Why do they watch your videos or read your blog? Ask your friends why they come to you for advice or what they think your strengths are. This can help you better see what your strengths are and use them to serve your audience better. So I began asking, and most of the feedback was the same. People love my reviews. They think I'm thorough, honest. I tell it like it is. They like my personality, but this info really wasn't giving me that light bulb moment. I kept racking my brain. What is different? What is my uniqueness? But it wasn't until texting back and forth with a subscriber turned friend a few days later that an idea popped in my head and I ran with it. Jen Sincero would be so proud. And I asked, what do you think about me coming out and telling people my age? Do you think I can use that to help people? And she said something that really struck me. She said, Jamie, you are doing women our age a disservice not talking about it. We have no one to watch except girls younger than us, and it's really hard to relate to. And it was then that I knew, like, it's time. I have to do this. And then I realized I've been feeding into this idea that only younger girls were allowed to be beauty gurus. That if people found out my age, I would somehow be uninvited to the beauty guru club or something. That brands wouldn't want to work with me, and that no one would watch my videos or engage with my content, and that the trolls would come out and they'd call me an old hag and tell me I was too old for YouTube or something. And as ridiculous as that sounds, this happens to people. It does. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized keeping quiet was feeding that stigma. It was allowing people to believe that being older and loving beauty wasn't acceptable. And it was then that I decided it was time to change the narrative and that I was going to be the one to do it. And that is how I would serve my audience, both young and old. Because beauty, you see, or the idea of beauty in our society, is unequivocally youth. In fact, according to a research report, the global anti-aging market was worth $250 billion in 2016. And it's estimated to reach $331 billion by 2021. I mean, guys, think about that. And now think about this. The industry is growing at this ridiculous rate because beauty, at the end of the day, it's about how we feel. And I can assure you, no woman wants to stop feeling beautiful when she reaches some set age. What has happened to me is going to happen to every single girl on YouTube. Jaclyn Hill, Desi Perkins, Tati. At some point, they're going to hit 40. And what does that mean? You stop liking them? Time to retire? Collect Medicare? Why does it matter? Do they have nothing to offer? Do they stop loving makeup? No. My mother's in her 60s. Think about your grandmother. Does she love makeup? Beauty products? Skincare? There's this ridiculous idea that we have to stop wanting to be beautiful because we're no longer 30 or 25. And here's the worst part. We as women are feeding this stigma, and each and every one of us will get to an age and wonder why the stigma exists. No one is talking about this. We support each other in the beauty community in so many beautiful ways. You know, LGBT, boys in makeup, and I think it's amazing. We've got James Charles, we've got Manny MUA, and now it's like this beautiful accepted thing. So why are we boxing out older women? Well, for one, I want to empower women at any age to feel their most beautiful and live their best life. Life is way too short, and we all deserve this. I feel like personally I have something to offer young girls in their 20s and 30s, which is wisdom, experience, mistakes I've made, and how to stay looking young and share all my anti-aging secrets, because girls, I got some, okay? And I also have something to offer 40-year-olds not to give in to the stigma, feeling empowered to love makeup and feel beautiful, sharing the struggles of aging, and again, my anti-aging secrets. So I'm going to put this out there to all of you. I'm here to change the narrative. That age is just a bullshit number, and the only thing it really means is our precious time on earth is growing shorter. Let's not waste it tearing each other down, because I promise you, you will get older. It's a fact. So, let's be on team girl power, regardless of age, and encourage each other to live our best life, whatever that might be, wherever you are in your stage of it. Okay, you guys, so I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got something out of it. Now, look at my smoky eye and judge away. No, don't judge. Don't judge. Let's be nice. I do want to hear from you, though, so do leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic. I feel like I want to start creating content targeting age as a topic, meaning anti-aging videos, tips for doing your makeup at certain ages, over certain ages, under certain ages, ways to stay looking young, all of my anti-aging secrets, as I said. If you guys would be interested in an ebook with all those tips, I'm happy to do that. If you guys want me to talk about being older in YouTube, I'll talk about that. Really, I want to be super transparent with you, and I want to help you. Like, I want to serve you, my community, my girls, my peoples. So I'm hoping that by doing this, by putting myself out there, by being super vulnerable, I'm going to be able to do that in some way. So that is it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We're so close to 10K. here on this platform, and I'm going to do a huge, massive giveaway. And I'm like dying to do it because my drawer is overflowing and I have no more space for giveaway products. So please subscribe so that I can do that giveaway. And one of you is going to win a huge box of makeup. Like huge. Makeup, skincare, hair care, like the whole thing. So 10K. I can't wait. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.